On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back at the Car Ninjas with my 2011 Camaro RS. And if you guys remember in the first video, I was like, it's missing those gauges down low. And it's missing an exhaust note. Today we're gonna do both of those things. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today we are here at the Car Ninjas, like I said, with my 2011 Camaro RS powered by the 3.6 liter V6. Timing chains are done, it's running right, and now we've got some boxes from J&J Auto Wrecking. I'll put a link in the description below for those guys because I know they have more of these. If you want the center gauge cluster for your car, you better hit them up. Get some of those bought, and today I'm going to show you how to put it in the car. I think it's really easy. I don't really know how to do it yet, but we're going to figure it out together, and I think it'll be just a couple minute job to get this installed. So first of all, let me show you what I'm talking about here. We'll throw all the packaging away and get this guy out of there. That is very flexible, I should say. That is the center gauge pack right there. You get oil pressure, battery voltage, oil temp, and trans temp out of this. And it replaces what is in the V6 Camaro, just a big empty storage spot down there. I think it's a little bit unfortunate that you lose all this storage. That storage is perfect for your phone. It fits in there and it kind of retains it. It's the exact size of an iPhone. I'll show you guys real quick. So the only downside to this is losing your phone storage. It looks just like that, and it's about the perfect spot for it to sit. And there's not really any other spots in this car for your phone to sit. So, you know, it's a little bit of a trade-off, but gauges, car data, more important than my phone. I'll keep it in my pocket where it usually is. I think this is how you do it. I don't have any knowledge of this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the car to on, and that'll let me shift it with my foot on the brake. I'll just set the e-brake to make life easy. Put this thing in neutral or drive or whatever you want. Make sure it's not running if you go for whatever you want. And then just pry right here. Get your fingers under there and just keep prying all the way around until it comes out, just like that. It took 30 seconds. That's about the easiest job you've ever seen in your life right there. Sorry about the beeping, I didn't even notice it. And then later on, I always realized that it was sitting there dinging. So then you squeeze this guy, pull that connector off, and that should be the end of that. There you go, stock one removed. Now the astute among you are probably thinking, it can't be that easy. Where do these gauges plug in? And you're right, it is not that easy, but it's not that much harder. You come over here to the passenger side and you pull the side panel off of the center console here. So you come right in here just like this, start at the front, yank, 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 and get it exposed to about there. You'll want this seat, passenger seat, move it all the way back. And you need to get to that connector right there. And then you need this $34 cable, and it piggybacks between that connection. So we're gonna unplug that guy, which should be very simple. Just squeeze and pull. That was simple, like I expected. This is absolutely the fastest job I've ever done. And then come in here. This one is like on a standoff, so it doesn't move around, which is nice. Get that to line up, put it in, plug that guy in, and then plug this one into the old harness right there. My one-handed wrenching is not paying off right now. This is actually pretty difficult, but we're just about there. Okay, that's plugged in, and then route this out of the way. So you want to come through right there, basically. Pull that up, put all this back in its place. Just kind of shove it up underneath there, put the side panel back in, and that's what connects to the gauges. If you have a car that was factory equipped with the gauge pack, it only uses one connector for this whole thing. Now in this car, we're gonna use two, so you just unplug that one right there, and then I just wrapped it up so that it wouldn't be touching anything there or make noise. So that should keep that from ever rattling. Also, there's carpet underneath it. All we gotta do now is plug in the two connectors, and it should work. As always, test before assembly. I think the test worked out. Back in she goes. Just push the back in until it all lines up and push down. Boom, gauge pack installed. It takes all of 2 minutes. Check it out. Oil pressure, trans temp, battery voltage. That's awesome. You can't tell me that's not a massive upgrade to this interior. It makes it look much more like the SS's. Almost every SS has the gauge pack, so an RS with the gauge pack, I'm pumped about that. Now, let's get this thing in the air and make it sound a lot different with a brand new Hooker exhaust. So here we have shiny new toys. Check it out. Some Go Fast parts. Oh, shiny things. I mean, come on, who doesn't love shiny things? It looks like this is the passenger muffler. Making this the driver muffler. Just kind of lay all this out. And there you have it. The exhaust is all laid out exactly how it needs to go in the car, I think. I think that's how it works. There are instructions. I'll probably reference those after I decide it doesn't fit when I just push it together. The Car Ninja and I did pre-soak those bolts on these clamps, so they should come directly apart, I hope. And I'm gonna pull this guy down, this cross member right there, get it out of the way, and then just start dropping the exhaust. Just push off the hangers and it should be done. As always, the key to working on rusted stuff is bring the biggest tool you've got. So the big high torque Milwaukee Impact always makes quick work of undercarriage bolts that are probably rusted together. And that formula works perfectly getting this exhaust apart. Check it out. Done. Drop the bolts and keep right on chucking. If you take a look at those bolts, they look absolutely horrible. Luckily, the kit for the exhaust has all brand new clamps, so I don't think we'll have to reuse any of this stuff. I hope not, because it's only going back together one more time. You've got quite a few hangers to get off to drop this exhaust. You've got one there, two up there on top of the canister, really hard to see those ones, and then two more on top of this canister, right up there at the top. It's those little kind of ghost shadows. There you go, now you can see the hangers. Get out your big pry bar, maybe spray those down with some kind of lube, silicone lube, WD-40, whatever you want, and then just pry those off. And you'll want to leave the hanger, the rubber hanger on the car, because you do need it for the new exhaust there. So just drop the exhaust. Before that, we're gonna start this up one time so you can hear the exhaust, the stock exhaust, before we make it loud. So we've got Zach in the Camaro. He's gonna rev it up for us real quick. That way we can hear a cold start, and then we'll take it to about 3,000 and then take it to the red line one time so you guys can hear the exhaust. So give me a second here, Zach. Start this bad boy up. Oh, that nice soft purr from the V6. I grabbed Johnny's pretty large pry bar here, and we're just gonna try to pop off all these things really quick. So just do something like this. There's one. There's two. I gave Zach a much bigger pry bar, and now he got it.
My job.
Good job, good job.
4-foot long pry bar would come in handy.
Yeah, 4-foot long pry bar is the move. So we got this, it dropped right off all the isolators. Now all we have to do is slide it back a little bit to get it out of the existing clamps here, or maybe slide the clamps, and the exhaust should just drop out. Oh man, that is in there.
Nice.
I strongly recommend having two people for this part. That was a lot of work. That thing's huge and it's all one piece. And these canisters weigh a lot, but look at that. It's all out of the way. Oh yeah. We are ready to put the bling in. We're gonna show you guys inside the Cat real quick. This is the screen, and in reality I can see right through it, so I don't think it's that clogged up or anything. You can see like a couple tiny pieces of carbon there, but you can see all the way to the front, no problem. So I think it's pretty good, and we're gonna leave the Cats alone. I thought about pulling them down and trying some cleaning. Maybe we'll do that in a future video. Today, this thing's staying together. Now I get to unwrap my Christmas presents, which I'm always pumped about. Makes every day better. Yay. Oh. It's got laser engraved Hooker logos. I love it. So, all we gotta do here is put this through the hole and line up all the little fingers. All right, we got it hanging. I always do the back first. It always seems like the best way to do exhaust. Once you get everything in the hole, the front of it just kind of lines up the way it should. So take a look at this. Oh, fitment. Yeah, baby. That is what I'm talking about.
I like how they come off angled like this.
Oh yeah, it looks great, dude. We've got it all mocked up. Here's the exhaust itself. The mufflers are hanging and they're all in their supports. Right here we've got the clamps on, ready to go in. This stuff all slip fits and it can be welded as well. It is the race exhaust, so it's designed to be welded. Right here, we've got clamps ready for the X pipe, and all the clamps are going to go out of the way like that. And right here, we are ready to attach to the stock exhaust. So I got to put 2 clamps on there, and I did pop off that little nub. The factory clamps have a little spring right here that retains the clamp on the exhaust. Very nice. Like, I love how the factory did it, but you probably want to zip that off. I just took the cutoff wheel, knocked it off, and all this should just slip right on after this. We'll probably have to move the entire exhaust forward, so 2 people, good to have again, like I said before. Here's our final 2 clamps. Make sure you set all these up so they're out of the way. You don't want them rubbing on things, because exhaust rubbing on things is incredibly loud in the cabin. Like, you won't be happy about that if it happens. So this one will be out of the way right there. Almost off. And this one will be out of the way right here. We're ready to assemble. I busted out the classic mechanics trick right here. This is a vice grip garage move. Ratchet strap, and I used it to pull the exhaust on while I was beating on it with a mallet. It just needed a couple swift hits right here, and slid right on. We got the clamps all sitting there lined up, ready to hit them with the impact, and this will be done. And then my ratchet strap can come off. So that helped me pull it forward. It made life really easy. Holly even put a little brace on here for you that you can hook to. Check that out. So that's it, the new exhaust is on. I've got the impact ready to go. Time to tighten down all the clamps all the way through, and we'll hear it for the first time. Clamps are all tightened down. The car is back on the ground. As you can see, Johnny's doing tire work over here, the magician himself, and we're ready for the first start. Another cold start, because it's been about an hour, so I'd say it's definitely a cold start. Never warmed up last time. You excited?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be incredibly loud. Like those, also it shaved, that thing must weigh like 50, 60 pounds, that old exhaust. This weighs way less. Like, it's a huge drop in sprung weight. So, ready, let's do it. That was a massive difference. That thing's way louder, and I don't think it sounds bad. A little coyote-ish, but I'd say it was pretty good. I'm very happy with the sound. It's not as extreme as I was expecting. It's probably double the volume and still a pretty reasonable sound. And on cold start and it just like warming up and everything, it sounded great. You can only rev to about 4,000 when it's in park and neutral, so we got to get it out on the road to actually hear it scream. The most important part of the whole build, we got the sticker on the back glass there, so now we can go drive it. Let's see how it sounds like. No lights other than the seatbelt light I gotta get sorted out. I finally get to get on it. This is about half throttle. I don't want to beat on it yet. Straight as an arrow and no check engine light. I am happy. I'm gonna actually launch it this time. Full throttle. So the Camaro is sounding way better, and we're gonna finish the intake treatment right now. We've got the BG Platinum Fuel Service tool running again. You can see it right there under the hood. And this thing should be doing the rev it thing where it automatically revs up every 45 seconds, 3 times. It's probably just about to the 45 seconds. There you go, you can see the Iron Man leg doing its thing, which is pretty cool. Ah, yeah, there's the robot. So in about 45 minutes, we'll come back out here and this thing should be brand new. And we got more work to do on it too. We're not quitting yet. Okay, quick run to the car wash. They wiped everything down for me real quick. Got the seats looking nice and clean and the interior looking pretty good. And I got to get it in cruise control out on the highway, and I love the race exhaust. It actually sounds like a V10. Johnny said it first, and then I realized it does sound like a Gallardo that you're beating on. So I've been out bombing through the corners, having a lot of fun with this thing, and no drone in cruise control, which is impressive. Once it shifts up to 6th, it's actually pretty chill. It lowers the RPM enough that there's not really any drone, and I like the way it looks now. It's sitting right. pretty clean. We got to fix the airbag light and then maybe do a little tuning. So we got a few more episodes coming up with the Camaro here. I'm pretty pumped about it. Huge thank you to the Car Ninja for letting me use the shop to do all these BG treatments and all that good stuff. And I think we've just about nailed this thing. We're not gonna pull the intake off again, but you know it's clean inside because it was already clean before. So even better after today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com where you get cool shirts like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you wanna do. And I will talk to you next time. Finishing touch before we get out of Johnny's shop here. We gotta put the engine cover back on here. If I can get the oil fill off. Boom, she's wrapped up. It looks really cool with the engine cover on there. The Car Ninja's gonna let me keep this here outside for a little bit, so there's an empty parking spot right there. I think I can use that. I'll just park it there. Oh, that nice soft purr from the V6.